young, I was trying to make a flying skateboard, like the flying skateboards that you see in the Back to the Future movies, because I was inspired when I saw the Back to the Future movies. I was only about 7 years old or so. It was about 1992, and my older sister had a broken door, and my father took it off, and it was in the carport, and we were tearing it up because it was already broken, and we had like hammers, and we're like hitting the wood of the door, and then I was gonna find a way to make it fly, and find a way, like, I thought about science a little, even though I only knew a little bit of science, and we also had like some skateboards, and I was always into those kinds of things, like building things and finding ways to make the impossible. When I was really young, I really believed that maybe I could do the impossible somehow, even though it wasn't really that realistic, and at the moment I wasn't really like in the real world. I was not down to earth. I was like from another planet, and I would often say that when I was younger. I would say that I was from another planet, and oh man, it was like crazy, man. But I really believed in certain things, or I didn't really think it through, and I didn't really think enough about certain things. Like I would say things like, "Oh, I was an alien," and maybe because my siblings didn't really understand me, and so then I would create the stories, and maybe I knew that the stories weren't really true. At first, maybe I thought I was an alien, and then I started realizing that maybe I really wasn't an alien, and maybe there isn't no such thing as aliens, and maybe aliens are not real. But I wouldn't really think too much about it like I do now, and I tend to think more now. but with the cognition, meta cognition, and thinking so much now, but like I would just kind of go with the stories, go with the fairy tales and fantasies, with the make-believe. Like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood would always say, you gotta go to the land of make-believe, and you just gotta believe, like the little rapper dude would say in the Sony PlayStation game, and you really gotta go, and sometimes you gotta be more creative in life, and you just gotta believe, and you gotta do these things, and sometimes, man, it's okay to go with the flow, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I had enough freedom living in America, born in 1985, and having parents, especially my mother and my father, and like was okay too. He gave me freedom, more freedom than my mother, so I would always tend to like my father more. He would let me eat junk food and candy more often, and oh man, it was so good. I really would like it, but at the same time, I don't know. I understood that my mother seemed to care about me a little bit more because she would say no to me more often. So it's like when a parent is more strict, then it's like it's tough love, and tough love is like better for you than to be spoiled. And if you spare the rod, you spoil the kid. That's what a famous biblical proverb says. Something that you can learn from. It's really good to learn from things, especially idioms and things that old people say, and they write it down and they put it in a book, and then you read the book and you'll learn. And it's good to learn from the old people, but if you stay with it too much, then you become too traditional, and you don't want to be too traditional, But then it's okay, because tradition can be good, but then sometimes there could be some problems with it, and I don't like it. So it's difficult. Tough love can be difficult, but it's good for you, and no pain, no gain, kind of thing, and it's good. And life is difficult, and inventing things, designing things, coming up with new things is hard, and that's usually why we stay the same with our habits and lifestyles and routines. We stay with the flow of things, and we don't want to become better and do things in a new way. And it's kind of sad, but we got to step out of the box, and we got to have integrity, and we got to try a little. We gotta try a little, and sometimes we're gonna make mistakes, but we gotta keep on going. That's how the cookie crumbles. Okay. See you later, alligator.